First I'm say all praises glory down to you. How about Shema Shah, Bashim Kakudash? Get the one so Pasa and Teeth Drake. Middle son from Allah and shoot down so Shawan to hopeful look of Israel. And I actually saw this post a little while ago, and figured I'd do a video on it because it's this is how you know it's bad. I've never heard of some shit like this before. Granted, this bitch already had 4 quarters of a foot in the grave. She's almost there. But it says a 76-year-old woman was pecked to death by her rooster while gathering eggs. See now, let me see. It sounds like some shit that happened to an Edomite. I'm not sure if she's an Edomite or not. Diana, that sounds like an Edomite. Sister Professor. Oh no, it's somebody else. I'm gonna skim through the article anyway. But there's a scripture I'm gonna go to. Their spirits meant for. See, the Lord can turn anything into a deadly weapon. A fucking rooster. Golly gee willikers. A woman in Australia was killed by a rooster who pecked at her leg, puncturing a varicose vein that hemorrhaged and caused her death. See, the Lord knows where to hit you where it hurts. The 76-year-old woman was gathering eggs from a rural property when the rooster struck at her leg repeatedly, according to a study published in late August in the Journal of Forensic Science Medical Pathology. She's unidentified to protect her family. To protect them from more roosters. I'm guessing the roosters want to know, where them niggas at. The hemorrhage caused a woman to collapse and later die. She was previously diagnosed with hypertension, type 2 diabetes, and varicose veins. Even relatively small domestic animals may be able to inflict lethal injuries in individuals. Yes, a squirrel, that's understandable, but a rooster, that's how you know things have gotten bad. You have your food is killing you, literally. If there are specific vascular vulnerabilities present, the report said. Professor Roger Biard, how the fuck pronounced at the University of whatever that is, Australia, who co-authored the study with Judith Franchek, said the freak accident shows how vulnerable the elderly are. Elderly or not, that's insane. You draw attention to the vulnerability of it. Yeah. But the point I want to you go through is yourself. I got the gist of it. But a rooster killed a grown. Well, once again, she was damn near in a grave. But a rooster, a chicken, is killing people. And the Lord, this is proof that we're at the end because it's understandable because a squirrel is fucking claws. And I think roosters are actually, I think they can get pretty aggressive too, now that I think about it. I know a goose will attack your ass if you fuck with it. But a small rooster, that's interesting. But the Lord can turn anything into a weapon. Ecclesiastes 39 and 28. I'm going to go 25. For the good of good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. And then scripture said, whoever perished being innocent. So the Lord, she's paying for something she did. The elect are going to have mercy. But the wicked, they're going to get taken out by roosters. No, not making fun of what happened to her, yes, but not of the idea, because I said taken out by roosters. Once again, how I mentioned, the Lord can turn anything into a weapon. It doesn't one of the brothers in the camp brought out how pork, contain parasites like this type of worm that will burrow its way into your intestines through your bloodstream and into your muscles and eventually up to your brain and kill you. A worm. And I think was it Alexander the Greek or Antiochus Epiphanes that died from worms? And it mentioned how the dude, because his body was rotting away. I, one of, I think those are two different situations. I think it's because his body was rotting. No, those are two different. And I think those are two different instances. But even when you go into that, one of them, their body was rotting away. The smell was so bad that his soldiers didn't want to be around them. And I think it was Alexander that died from worms, and there's Antiochus Epiphanes that was rotting away. Suck if I'm wrong on those. But like I specifically remember, there were two key figures in the scriptures. One that died from worms, another one was running away. But yeah, like with plagues, diseases. That's one of a lot of people don't see the value in on the names of Yahweh Shemal Shai, but things like that, and even with things in your everyday life, you get spared from a lot of shit. You may not realize it. There's one instance where I was popping in the house because I was on the go and whatnot, but I stayed a little bit longer than I expected. I think I lost my phone. I ended up finding it. I was kind of pissed, but I was driving down the road and I literally saw a fucking car crash happen right in front of me. That if I had left a little earlier, I could have been, if I was just a few minutes, if I was on time on my schedule, and I was just a few minutes up the road, I could have been in there. And literally fucking happened saw it right down the road, But Lord spares us from a lot of shit. That's one of the beauties of Yahweh Shemal Shai, ALAH, of protection. You need to go into Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael. When Yahweh Shai appeared to him in the furnace, a furnace that the mere heat killed, the men that were taking them to that furnace. It killed them. The heat from the fire. That's how hot the fire was. Verse 28. Oh. I keep going. 26. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt. Iron and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly. So the sinners, they are turned into evil. So a chicken, it's lawful to eat chicken. But for a sinner, a chicken will kill you. No, not just food poisoning. It's gonna hit one of them. Either gonna pick your damn eye on, or the motherfucker gonna graze a vein and cause your whole shit to stop. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on that rooster in the fury laid on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force. That rooster poured out all that force and appeased the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hell and famine and death, all these are created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and beaks. Not that I'm not adding anything to the screen. I said, and I mentioned that because I said and beasts, not as though I was trying to add anything. But teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. There's different ways to die. There's a righteous death, and then there's something like that, taken out by a chicken, by your dinner. She was gathering eggs. That bitch was trying to make breakfast. Taken out by your breakfast. They rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon the earth. I'm making fair light of it. That's a nigga. Jeez Louise. Oh, Lord. These niggas are oh, man. Slakia. But, I'm making light of the fact that, we have hope in Yahweh Shemal Shai that he's going to spare us from a fucking wicked death. Because, there's, people are going to, there's martyrs, like with Stephen when he was getting stoned, The scripture talk about how he nothing regarded the pain. So you know it's gonna be martyrs, but then there's wicked deaths with niggas getting taken out by fucking roosters, suffering slowly, you know, things like that. But you know, that was pretty much the point. Let me see if I want to keep reading here. But yeah, like that scripture, the main point was there be spirits created for vengeance, you know. And once again, the Lord can turn anything into a weapon. You know, he turned a rooster into a deadly, into you know that beak, you know, to a deadly weapon. But hope is that fine. So y'all, you know, like I said earlier, this shows you the time that we're in. Cause first it was a squirrel, now it's a rooster. You know, you had crocodiles swallowing up people during floods, but like seemingly harmless animals are now taking people out. But hope is that fine. So y'all praises glory now to Yahweh Bashim Mashah Bashukakadash. The divine suppository and spirit, Milson, True Sean, so hopefully, there's no instruction bell on Great America.